Okay, guys, welcome to the Geekwave.
Hi,
Bonsai
we're
edition.
here
Whoa.
again.
And it seems
My
like we
voice
actually
cracked.
have a little bit of a crowd, so thank you guys for actually sticking with us through
for
here
you.
and the
Hey.
brush setup. But yeah, like going into here and stuff, so I'm not necessarily sure if the guys and girls in the studio, my bad, Jinx, know whether or not like what we do as far as the Geekwave goes, but we're a student media, University of Utah run group. And basically we just do like geek community stuff. So like Bonsai,
And we get into cons for
Comic-Con.
free.
That's one of the perks of working there. Thank you for pointing that out. So just to introduce like who's here and stuff, I am the Noosh Wanderer. This is yes, we're using that now.
Okay.
And this is Virginia
Hi.
and Brennan. over
Hello.
I'm the mascot one.
Yeah, she's Geekwave's mascot because she has all the good cosplays.
there. As far as our
So they're not even cosplay today. This is just me wearing normal
Yeah,
stuff.
you have good cosplays, but then you have just a bunch of wigs you wear for
Yep.
fun.
she is our anime enthusiast and expert.
Mm-hmm.
As far as anime stuff is, she's the one that probably knows more than the majority of us.
But of course.
But to just kind of give an idea as far as like how much anime stuff we know, but as far as the Geekwave people who know anime,
There's
it's
one
this
more.
plus one more out of a group of 22 people.
yeah.
A very like subtle shout out.
You know, we just kind of naturally gravitated as a group because being the only 4 people who watch anime, a good half our references go straight over the heads of everyone else, even if they're like super in nerd
Yeah.
culture because
Well-
they don't watch anime and we have way too many anime references.
Actually, last Bonsai, our entire panel was based around one guy who. This one.
So I was actually here, and I think Virginia was there as well, yes?
Yep.
We basically ended up having to teach a person who has never watched anime in their life about anime.
It was fun.
I don't know. That's a pretty fun panel idea, to be honest.
Yeah,
Bring
and-
in someone who has no idea and then try to explain exactly what they're watching on a
Well,
screen.
it wasn't so much what they were watching, but explain all of the tropes and like all of the language that we kept using, like to talk all the time. He didn't know what weeb meant, and that was a problem. So we had to explain everything basically from the ground up. And this one, so his name was Logan, but his nickname was Ollie. And
So at
so
one-
he kept calling him Lolly. But he did not know what that
Oh, no.
meant, nor that it was kind of insulting. So that was part of the thing, was to explain exactly what that nickname meant.
That's where we initially got the idea for that panel. And the thing that was really fun, though, is when we ended up bringing him here, we ended up dressing him up in cosplay for
Tamaki.
Yeah, Tamaki from Orin High School Host Club.
And he got
looked just
swarmed
like him.
a lot. So he's like the traditional Aryan, like blonde hair, blue-eyed, everything. And so when we dressed him up, we didn't even have to do much. We just had to like slick his hair back a little bit and put him in the suit. And like girls were swarming him, and he's just like, I actually have no idea who I am, but this is great.
One of the reasons why we're actually going to get this into this here is after realizing that like the anime community, as I'm sure you guys are aware, is absolutely massive, and it's a really good community to get into. It's just that we're all introverts, and no one actually really wants to go outside and talk to each other,
Well, not
minus Bonsai.
all of us.
Yeah, some of us are extrovert anime fans,
95%.
but I mean,
95%.
but the majority of us
I'm
and
the
stuff
weird
would
one.
rather like stay home and stuff or go over to a friend's house and watch anime rather than going out to a huge convention or something like that. So when we do get out here and stuff, I walked in today and I ended up looking at all the different cosplays. I've actually seen cosplay that's almost better, if not as good as some of the cosplay that I ended up seeing at Comic-Con, where people ended up like getting
Yeah.
super excited to go there and stuff. And then I end up coming to Bonsai, and that's like everyone. Everyone is super excited to be here.
Yeah, no, there's a huge difference in mood between large conventions and small conventions. Like Salt Lake Comic Con is a ton of fun. You
And
know,
this
it's
one's
got a lot
tiny.
of good merch and like good panels and people you can go see. But it's not personal, and it can't be because there's 120,000 people in that building, you know, and there's a couple thousand staff. They can't be personal. It has to run like clockwork because if anything screws up, 100,000 people are there to watch you screw it up. And then a smaller convention like this, yeah, maybe the access to guests isn't quite as good. Then on the other side, the benefit you get from being a smaller con that doesn't get like the same maybe number of guests or the same quality, quality, by which I mean famousness of guests, is that the guests get to have personal interactions with people where that's not possible at other conventions. They can go out and have dinner with some random fan they met Saturday morning and thought was cool. They can have a panel where there's, a couple dozen people and they can just, shoot the breeze and have a great time. And then, so there's this personal aspect that small conventions have, which you can't find anywhere else. And that's what I
Except
love.
for other small conventions.
Except for other small conventions. But that's why I love coming to things like this, because, you go to Comic-Con for the merch and the panels. You come here for the community. And, that's the whole point of these conventions, right?
For instance, I have been able yesterday to reconnect with one friend who I haven't seen in like a year, and then another friend that I haven't seen in over 3 years. We just have never been able to like cross paths, but they were here and I got to talk with them and it was amazing. So
yeah. And like going on the whole thing of community, isn't that the reasons you guys ended up starting up your show Otak'clock?
It was a community thing. I mean, we wanted to get together. So me, Virginia, and the third guy, Mr. Absent Man.
Mr. Responsible.
His name is Sam. We were the three who, we liked anime.
And endlessly talked about anime memes.
Yeah, we had a little bit of spare time. Lee's usually pretty busy, so he shows up when he can. We throw memes at him in chat, but he's busy managing things, right?
Yep.
And so we decided that we were going to put together a podcast where we kind of talked about those things in the community that everybody knows and like actually tried to discuss
like the live
them.
action Death Note remake.
Which, as I can see from everyone watching here, they've at least cringed at it once.
Everyone here kind of shook their head or winced.
Yeah, it's a great thing.
And so, some things in the community are just there, but nobody ever really talks about them necessarily. They're just kind of in the air. And so when you talk about them, you both get to discover new things about other people in the community, and you get to go deeper into things, and you get to have a ton of fun while you're doing it.
So like one of the things that we've been doing, once we release it, you'll see it come out once a month. We're going to do like a hipster anime day. This is an anime that I love to talk about, but literally no one else knows about. And we're just going to chat about it for about 15 minutes, and you get to listen.
And get relentlessly mocked by the other two for your taste.
Yep.
That's the other component.
Yep. Well, it's mostly
Virginia.
It was mostly Sam.
Mostly, if
mostly
you
Sam.
mean 60-40.
But one of the things that, at least from like a management standpoint, was like we ended up having this initial video series and stuff, and it was like, all right, this is something to where we can talk about just like a crazy amount of like geek things, video games, like tech, all these new like movies coming out. But whenever you ended up going into anime, it wasn't just like one little anime that you could talk about. It was like anime was something that just took an entire like subdivision of geek culture, and there was like no, like we couldn't, if we ended up trying to do all the different anime things we wanted to do, it basically would have taken up half of all the videos that we would have made.
Well, and the problem is, at least with the Geekwave, there's about 22 people on staff with the Geekwave. Only 4 of us actually know anything about anime.
I mean, there's a couple more.
There's
that
a
have
couple
watched,
who've
like,
seen
couple
like
shows,
Pokemon and like
DBZ.
Yeah, and stuff like that.
The casuals.
So, like, whenever we would bring it up in, like, the group Geekwave setting, they would be like, oh, that sounds cool.
But yeah, so if you guys want to, like, check out the website, www.thegeekwave.com. That's
www.
www.
There you go. There you go.
I know internet.
No, you don't.
I'm good at my job. But like, if you want to go there and stuff, that's where we'll be posting it. It'll also be to our YouTube channel. And about every week, probably on Monday. Is that what we ended up working on?
Monday.
About every Monday and stuff, like an Otak'clock episode will be coming out.
Otak'clock.
Thing. I will leave the name of the show to the person who created it and just refer to it as Weeb Chat.
Yeah, that's what our business discussion chat is called.
Yep.
So you can go there and stuff. They'll be talking about like different anime things, from like live action stuff all the way to
The
like
significance of fan service.
Yeah, we
did that episode.
Yeah, we've got an
That was
episode on
fun.
that recorded and being edited right now. We've got all sorts of stuff. We're planning on doing some spooky stuff next week.
Cool.
So we're gonna have some Halloween episodes coming out on horror anime, and that's our friend
On
Sam's
November.
specialty. Yeah, that's our friend Sam's specialty. So unfortunately, I can't talk about it too much since he's the one that knows
Yeah.
all the gnarly details of like what anime is going to scar you for life the most. He's the one who knows.
Yep. So this month's hipster anime is just gonna come from him because he knows all the random, terrifying horror things that I have never cared to watch.
I cannot
Look
deny.
forward to that coming out, guys. It's been a pleasure actually being here at Bonsai, and
Yeah.
we're gonna have a lot more fun walking around the con now.
Yeah, and keep an eye out for any articles or stuff like that. We might do like a cosplay shoot or something like that. But yeah.
Geek out, guys.